Hello and welcome to the Black Dice Society. Tatiana, as you hurl yourself bravely out the window to leap to your friend's assistance, when you hit the dirt in front of you and come up, Nahara's not there. You're still standing in Del Munster, but you are completely alone.
Are there enemies surrounding me?
Not that you can see. The mists have closed in around the town, where you have about 10 feet of visibility on all sides out into the woods, but the town seems quiet.
No, but this is not okay because my axe is still inside, so I run inside.
As you turn to go back into the house, you hear, I taught you better than that. And you feel the point of a knife in the base of your spine, and you feel a blade tap against your throat.
Can I see? Or is the knife in my throat coming from behind as well?
Yes, the person is definitely behind you. But out of the corner of your eye, you see a familiar face lean forward. It's Jibaku, the woman who taught you everything you know. You see her familiar, noseless, Githyanki face. The lines around her eyes are deeper now. Her hair is grayed, and her yellowish skin is very pale now, almost ashen.
Once I recognize it is my teacher, I grab the arm that is holding knife to my neck, and I twist it in such a way to make it snap just a little.
When you go to twist her arm, it's like she's just not there, which is a trick that you're used to her doing many times, but she's between you and the house. And she stands there, as proud as ever. She's tall. She's the same size as you, basically, still wearing her traditional leathers. But she definitely seems much older than when you saw her last, which I suppose makes sense, but it seems like she's aged even more than she should have. Her cheeks are slightly sunken, but she still twirls the knives and puts them back in the holsters. Tatiana, what manner of a mess have you gotten yourself into now?
Githyanki. You look old. It's good to see you.
She looks down at her hand and she says, some say it's a privilege to get old. Me not so much. What are you doing in Falkovnia?
How do you know of this place?
I know much more than the last time we met. I assume you realize how much danger you're in now.
Yes, I was in the middle. I was prepared to battle, and you come from nowhere with your tricks.
No. And she motions like this, and you feel something poke you in the head. You're not looking from high enough up, Tatiana. My child, you are amazing in a scrap. I could put a dozen men in front of you and you'd kill them all. It were the archers in the tree lines that you never accounted for.
That's not part of my training. In the pits, that is illegal. You must fight from the
But
ground.
you are not in the pits anymore. I need you to understand. You must understand. And she comes forward and she puts her hands on the side of your face, and her hands are very cold. If you are going to get out of here, you need to see the bigger picture.
Okay, so show me.
A battle is coming. Soon, a great one befitting a warrior of your caliber. But if you simply swing blindly, you and all of your friends, you and Lady Valentine, who you've sworn to protect, the person who means the most to you, will all die here permanently. And
Lady
then you will
Valentine
get
is-
up again and you will be no different than these other mindless creatures wandering the wastes.
I would never let that happen. I would kill myself and undead kill myself again before I let that happen. Oh, I cannot hear you.
Listen, my power is already fading. I cannot stay here long. I will return to you tonight when you sleep.
Will you tell me? How do I know how to look for the archers?
Simply keep your eyes open. And when she says keep your eyes open, you hear and you see Nahara stand back and with her eldritch power blast a hole in this boneless monstrosity on the ground right in front of you as you hear Brother Uriah yelping in fear, for something is inside the house with him and Valentine. And hello and welcome to the Black Dice Society. This is episode 6, Weapons of Last Resort. Again, as I tell you every week, this is a Ravenloft game, which means this is a horror campaign. We oftentimes deal with some content that you would not necessarily normally encounter in a D&D game, and some of it can be troubling. We already have a system in place with the cast here that we have our safety tools in check that if something goes awry, they can notify me. So if a scene were to suddenly stop right in the middle, might be because somebody was uncomfortable, and that's okay. I will do my best to warn you before anything like yelling and screaming is going to happen, but oftentimes some of these things, you're going to find out how terrible it is when the cast finds out how terrible it is. And yes, someone's laptop sounds like it is about to take off and fly out of the room. But for now, let us introduce these beautiful people, and I will go in the order in which you are here on my screen, starting with Nora.
Hi everyone, I'm Nora Ibrahim, and I am playing Nahara, your fallen Azamar, undead, reborn warlock.
And Mark.
Hello, I'm Mark Meir. I'm playing Brother Uriah Macabre, Cleric of the Grave and Worshipper of Ezra, Lady of the Mists.
You know, the hardest working cleric in the mist, I think, honestly.
It's true.
Tanya.
Hello, I'm Tanya, Cypher over on the internets, and I'm playing Fen, your draw dump here, Blood Hunter.
Sage.
Hi, I'm Sage Ryan, but tonight I am Valentine. Valentine was previously a high half-elf, but it's now a reborn aberrant mind sorcerer.
She's now something else.
And continually changing somehow.
DJ.
Hello, I'm DJ Knight. I'm playing Desmond, a human ranger that enjoys lycanthropy. And I'm DJing everywhere on the internet, this name right here. Pretty much me.
And last but certainly not least, Becca.
What's up, everybody? I'm Becca Scott. You can find me on the internet at the Becca Scott, as well as at Good Times Society and at Tanya. I am Ergenazi Barbarian, former gladiator, very honorable.
Excellent. Before we dive on too far, we of course have to thank our sponsors that make this possible. And before I go on, for those of you watching either on YouTube or Twitch, hello, welcome aboard. I would ask you to like, comment, share, all those things streamers always ask you to do. It really does make a difference. It really does help us. It really does affect the algorithm. So if you like what you see here, click like. If you have something to say, jump into chat, interact, and share. Tell your friends. I'd also like to thank our sponsors, Die Hard Dice. There are custom sets available for each of our wonderful characters right now. I am aware that some of them have nearly sold out. I won't tell you which ones, but when they're done, I don't know when, if ever, they're going to come back. So definitely grab those while you can. You can use code BDS to get 10% off of our sets and all sorts of other dope things. Our TeePublic store is live with shirts, bags, mugs, masks, pillows, anything you could possibly want. Hopefully that link is showing up right about now. Secret Lab chairs. You know I love mine. I spend more time here than anywhere other than my bed, so I need a comfy throne to operate out of. Secret Lab chairs. We have an Idle Champions code, which if you type in !code, you should be able to get. Hopefully that is turning up also. And last but certainly not least, we have a Patreon. You can get early access to the audio versions of these adventures. We have some podcast exclusive content. We've done a side adventure with Tatiana where we met Jibaku. She goes way back with Jibaku. We have an exclusive weekly after show. And because we reached our first funding goal, we have recorded a Patreon exclusive bonus episode that we shot today, where our wonderful adventurers were aboard a ghost train. And I won't say anything other than that, except for the fact that there were a number of natural 20s rolled at dramatically appropriate times by both them and by me. You'll have to watch it to see how that all shook out. That should go up either tonight or tomorrow morning, and all of our patrons will have access to that. So if you would, take a look. Patreon.com/The Black Dice Society. Now, last week, you all were taken by the people of Del Munster out to see their protector, the plant that keeps all of them safe. It's a simple arrangement. They feed the plant protects them. And after this all played out, you realized that perhaps not all was as it appeared. The plant basically said it wasn't going to take anything from you that you would be needing, but it became immediately obvious that what it was going to do was drain your very essence out of you and replace it with something else. After a pitched battle in which the plant was slain and partially consumed by Desmond, which I'm sure we will never hear about again.
Never.
Nahara had the presence of mind to poison the earth, to kill all of the roots, to make sure that it would never come back. There, beaten, broken, and literally retrieved from the brink of death, as all of you were knocked out at least once, you all made it back into town in Del Munster, barricaded the doors. Finn and Desmond found a moment's peace down on the bottom floor of the mayor's mansion. Valentine and Nahara were sleeping up on the second floor. And before bedding down for the night, Brother Uriah popped in on Nahara to discuss with her the happenings of the day. He instinctively turned on his undead sight and realized that they were not alone in the attic, as Nahara was immediately attacked by some bizarre creature that looked like a human that had simply had all of its bones extracted. It enveloped her, and Uriah called upon his faith to turn the undead, which had the unfortunate side effect of turning Nahara instead, who flung herself headfirst out the window. As she did battle with the boneless outside, and Tatiana leapt out the window to assist her, and Desmond and Finn moved the furniture to rush out to their friend's defense, you all heard a secondary yelp coming from upstairs as Brother Uriah realizes that he also is surrounded. And now, on with our show. Brother Uriah, as you look around the attic, you see two more of these things come sliding. One of them comes down from the rafters. One of them squeezes under the door and comes sliding in and forms up in a vaguely human outline and begins to reach out towards you.
Instinctively, if I can do anything, is it going to hit me first? It's probably going to hit me first.
They try, but they miss. Ezra's blessing is upon you as they are reaching out at you with these like long pseudopods.
I feel I've exhausted all my spells. I haven't regained anything through rest, have I? No.
You have not. All of this has happened immediately before anyone was able to bed down. Sleep was just beginning to find Finn and Desmond when they were awakened as well. And we will re-enter initiative where we were before. But Brother Uriah, it is your turn.
Very well, cantrips it is. I shall call upon Ezra, and a dolorous tone sounds, as Toll the Dead is cast upon the nearest one.
It does not make the save. It, however, has not been injured yet.
Very well. It shall take a certain amount of damage. 7 points of necrotic damage.
I went to pull up my PDF from my stat block, and instead, I have the new special edition of Van Richten's Guide, which I believe Watsy hath blessed all of us with here. So thank you very much, Wizards, for sending that out to us. It's true. Theater of the mind. Theater of
Now
the
then,
mind.
you said these were boneless, is that correct?
Dude, I will alter the stat block on the fly. Do not test me. But
I
yes,
shall not.
Fine, just use that stuffed animal I gave you like a voodoo doll.
I suppose I still have that on my person, yes.
Yes.
I would hope you were going to take it to bed with you.
If we still have the image of the boneless from last time, throw that up. If not, that is okay. Yes, Brother Uriah, it takes how much damage?
7 points of necrotic damage, as I cause its rotting flesh to undergo further decay. It has no bones to hold together, so even the collagen in the skin begins to slough off and give away.
Absolutely. You hear, and this thing like vibrates as you see the ripple go through its sickening undead flesh. Valentine, you down on the next floor hear that tone, and you know exactly what that means. Brother Uriah is upstairs fighting something. Anything else from Brother Uriah?
I believe that's all I can do right now. There's no one near who needs Spare the Dying cast on them as a bonus action, so yes, that would be my
It's
turn.
not currently, yes.
Thank goodness.
I will attempt to use my move. I believe I'm at the window because I was casting a Sacred Flame trying to aid Nahara earlier.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I will try. I don't want to provoke any opportunity attacks, but I'll try to get away from them. Could I use my move to shimmy out onto the veranda, or if there's any sort of ledge?
You absolutely can. Again, you were in the attic of a 4-story house. This is a significant drop here.
Perhaps not that then. Perhaps not that.
Yeah.
Oh, one came in under the door, so they're between me and the door, yes?
One is between you and the door, and the other one just kind of came out of the rafters.
Very well. Then I shall have to stand my ground here with my back to the window. Perhaps I'll move over slightly so my back isn't right at the window, so they can't push me out the window easily.
Give me a perception check, Brother Uriah.
Oh, that's a 7. No, I'm really just looking at them.
You don't notice a thing. Yes, you sort of pull yourself back along into one of the corners here to pull your mace out to defend yourself as these things come sliding across the floor towards you. Meanwhile, outside, Nahara, Finn, and Desmond, you all see from the corners of the town, in between the houses, up in the planters, out of the windows, things come crawling. Limbs, detached limbs, arms, disembodied legs, just bits and pieces in chunks of zombies come crawling out from all directions towards you.
I know what I'm about to say is controversial, but boneless zombies are not zombies, they're just chicken nuggets.
They all stop
Zombie
horrified and then continue coming forward. However, Nahara, it is your turn.
Should we inform the others, or should we hold the line?
That exact second, you hear the boom of Brother Uriah's Toll the Dead going off in the attic, and you are quite aware he's fighting something. Also, Tatiana, you are outside. You see this as well. I realize I didn't say that. Valentine and Brother Uriah are still in the house. The rest of you had made it outside.
Ooh. I'd very much like to try and get outside.
Well, but it is still your turn, Nahara. So you say to everybody, should we tell the others or hold the line? And you all hear Brother Uriah's Toll the Dead go off.
Right. Well, we're very much screwed on all fronts. So, if there's something within 120 feet of me, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, except I rolled a 10.
It's you turn and you blast right at this conglomeration of limbs, and they scatter apart and then come back together again and keep coming forward.
Oh. All right then.
Anything else from Nahara?
No, I just fell out a window, so I'm just gonna recoup a little bit until it's my next turn.
That's perfect. Actually, you say you got a 10?
I did.
That is enough to hit some of them. So go ahead and give me your damage.
It's 8 points of damage.
Perfect. You do see that you blow away some of them. Just a chunk of this swarm kind of burns off, but the rest of them keep coming forward.
Well, they don't look like quitters, so... And then I go, I'm just gonna collect myself, dust my feathers off.
Perfect. All right, Desmond. You see this also, that she fires a burst of eldritch energy that does blow away some of them, but the swarm is still headed your direction.
Desmond just, are there any of them that were still wounded by that eldritch blast?
Yeah, it looks like there's just a swarm of them, and she just blew a chunk out of the swarm, essentially.
Yay. I think Desmond's going to go long range for now. So he's going to pull out his longbow.
Perfect. Yes, you all are still very much beaten and exhausted from the battle with the body taker plant.
Yeah. That is an 8 to hit.
That is not enough. You see the arrow just whizzes through and they do the same thing again. They scatter and the arrow kind of clatters to the ground and they come back together. You notice one of the hands picks it up and continues crawling like a spider holding your arrow in its hands.
That's rude.
Anything else from Desmond?
Not yet.
All right, perfect. Tatiana, it is your turn.
I think of Jibaku's words. She was my mentor, and she says, yes, I can win in a fight, but I watch my friends attempt to hurt these things and they keep coming. So, I would like to try and set fire to perhaps the next door house, not touching where my friends are.
How would you like to do that?
It's a good question. Yes, so I think, fire. It's a thing I would be good at making. I don't have my, I probably have my pack, right?
So flint and steel, you're just going to be like trying to get something to go up on this house?
Is there something coming for me right now that is very close?
They have not arrived yet. I mean, it's coming from all sides, but it has not arrived yet.
I wish Chewbacca could tell me more than look for archers in trees.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Yeah, I do instinctively look up at the trees as I curse her name. Yeah, perception is +0, but it's 17.
In one of the trees, when you are busy cursing her, saying this to you, you do see something. It is another were-raven, like the one you saw when you all met. It's just sitting in the trees watching. It's got the same black hood on and black robes like the other one did. It's not doing anything hostile, but it is watching.
We need your help. What do you suggest, bird creature?
It just turns its head and looks at you and like pulls further back into the shadows. And when she points it out, Nahara, Finn, and Desmond, you all see it too. Like she talks to it and it's kind of like, oh, you can see me. It just slips further away back into the trees.
Of course I see you. Do something. You've helped before, yes?
It does not respond.
I want to shimmy up the tree.
You can go try and give me athletics.
13.
You start going up, but it's slow going. But you do start getting up it, but you realize a number of these arms and things are coming up the tree after you as you are climbing up. Excellent. Finn, you see Tatiana has taken off after this were-raven in the tree, and you have this swarm that is coming towards you. And again, you are aware that something's wrong with Brother Uriah in the house.
Is there a way I can get back into the house?
Yes, the door is open from where you all, you and Desmond just unbarred the door and came out.
Okay. Desmond,
Yes.
if I check on Uriah, will you be okay?
I think I'll be fine.
I use all my action to get back in and check on our poor cleric.
Perfect. You are running, and you, even though this is 4 flights of stairs, you are very fast. You do hear him kind of quietly praying under his breath as you burst open the door and you see these 2 things. And one of them turns and looks at you, and you see this boneless face staring at you, and one is still looking at him.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And I should mention the praying is not so much under the breath as just sort of like panic. No, I am one with the beast. Yeah, Ezra is with me. I am one with the beast. Ezra is with me. Ezra is with me.
Yep.
I'm glad I ran up here.
Yep.
Can I still do anything, or was running
Yes.
up there my action?
No, you can get up there and still do something.
All right. I'm going to use my long sword on this sack of flesh.
Perfect. Have at it.
Are you for real? It's like if using digital dice. That's a whole 7.
You swing, and just where you would have cut off a person's head, it just flops to the ground and then back up again.
All right. Can I join Brother Uriah just in case? Or do I have to pass the 2 creatures?
You would have to pass them. Like, they definitely are between the 2 of you.
And they would get an attack of opportunity, I'm guessing.
They would, yes. And that did take your movement to get up there to them.
Okay.
Are we essentially flanking them now?
Theoretically, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep. You would be on both sides of them. Mm-hmm.
All right. Then that's it. But if one of them does move, I too get attack of opportunity.
That is true. If they leave where you are. Valentine, you have seen Tatiana fly out the window, Brother Uriah's yelp, a flash that was vaguely fin-shaped, running up the stairs. What would you like to do?
So I'm sitting at 1 hit point still. So I'd like to, can I use my movement just to get to the window?
You absolutely could.
And from the window, I should be able to see some of the commotion, right?
Yes, you can see all of this.
Okay, excellent. So then from it, I would like to whoever is closest to Tatiana, at least a safe distance, but seem like they are pursuing her. I'd like to firebolt them.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll it.
That is a 23 to hit.
Perfect. The blast of fire goes out and sets some of these things on fire. Go ahead and roll the damage for me.
9 points of damage.
You also burn, Tatiana, as you are going, you see some of these arms coming up and the flames crackle into them and they fall back down to the ground, kind of like wilting upwards as you're trying to climb this tree. How much damage was that? Sorry.
9 points.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And then as a bonus action, where's Brother Uriah standing again?
You can see from where, actually you kind of can't see. You know that he's the next floor up in the attic from you.
Okay, well, if I can't see him, then I will just telepathic speech to Tatiana and go, what the hell is going on?
Hell if I know.
Excellent. Please don't die.
Okay, you got it, boss.
Anything else
That's all.
from Ty? Perfect. It is now the onrushing horde's turn. So they clatter and scrape all over you, Desmond. They come climbing up and pull and tear at you, but they don't really seem to be hurting you in any significant manner. Unfortunately, the one that was carrying your arrow leaps into the air and buries it in Nahara's neck with a natural 20, unfortunately.
Hellish rebuke.
Absolutely. Roll it.
Oh, it's a dex.
Oh, yes, there's
on their
save. Yep.
part.
However, unfortunately, it does get you for 10 points of piercing damage, Nahara.
What?
But if I could just twist the knife a little bit, I'm going to be happy.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, and it also
I am-
made the save, unfortunately.
No.
I would like to note I am still petty and vengeful. Even though I don't make any damage. Oh, doesn't it take half damage? Let me
It
see.
does. Yeah, it's half.
Does.
It's half.
Okay.
It's half on,
All right,
on a.
cool.
Mhm. And
Ooh! So I rolled 17. So half of that.
perfect. So that's going to be what, 8 points of damage? Excellent.
Yep.
Also, whoever's laptop is taken off again, which that's probably going to be me soon. So I know that feel.
I think it's mine.
Tatiana, what's your AC?
15. Is strongest could possibly be.
These things claw and scratch and bite all over you, Tatiana. And they get you also for 10 points of damage. 5 and 5 more accurately.
I think that makes me fall unconscious.
In Valentine, you see this. You see Tatiana scrambling upwards. And Tatiana, you look up and the were-raven looks out at you and looks you in the eye. And it opens its beak like it's saying something to you, but you can't hear it as you plummet backwards towards the ground.
Speak common.
In Valentine, you see that. She falls, still covered in these things.
Yay, I know. I'll wait till my turn.
Uriah, give me perception with disadvantage. Because you did say that you were moving away from the window, but I'll give you a chance to know that.
Okay, let's see here. Just waiting on this. Ew, I don't think I'm going to make it.
No problem. Neither's
No,
Tatiana.
It was a 23, but also a 6. So, yeah.
That is not enough, unfortunately. You are not aware of the mortal stakes your friend is in. Also, OOC. I'm aware there was a snafu with the Idle Champions code. It should be fixed now. There you go, everybody. We're multitasking over here. However, Brother Uriah, it is now your turn.
Very well. I shall follow up. The one that I attacked before will face another casting of Toll the Dead. However, this time it will be a d12 of damage if it fails its save. That is... Oh, sorry. Cannot hear you.
It helps if I'm unmuted. What's the save DC? It's 14, right?
13. One day it will be 14.
Unfortunately, it does not make the save.
Well, unfortunately from its perspective, but yes, quite fortunate from mine. So it takes a d12 of damage.
Perfect.
And that will be... another 3 points of damage.
And boom, you see it sort of shudders for a second, and the toll is much louder this time, but it is still coming forward. Anything else?
Again, I'll try to, if I can, without leaving its threat range, I'll try to work my way around towards Fen, which might bring me into a better view of the window as well.
Excellent. It would bring you closer to the window, but you can start adding, moving that way.
I'm also thinking that perhaps I might see that Tatiana's in dire straits.
As you do, one of these things lunges towards you and the other one lunges towards Fen. This one that you've been attacking is very beaten and weakened, and you notice most of it is just a pool of sloughed off grayish flesh on the floor as the other pseudopod is still reaching for you. The other one, unfortunately, Fen, is far more effective in attacking you.
Oh boy. Well, that's okay. That means I can attack it back for an opportunity.
It does not move out of your space, though. It just attacks you. Yes.
Yeah, but
you know what? I'm gonna roll this for you because if I give it to you by the book, you might just be laid out. It only hits you for 7 points of damage.
I'm dead.
And it wraps around you.
Yeah, I only had 2 hit points.
You very much see Fen come in and attempt to leap to your defense, and she falls to the ground like a grayish, fleshy cocoon, Brother Uriah. However, we are back around to the top with Nahara. You have seen Tatiana fall out of the tree, and you do hear "no" from the attic where Brother Uriah is. And you see these things scrambling forward. You do realize a number of them have died. Your Eldritch Blast eliminated a significant part of the swarm, and Valentine's Fire did as well. But it is still coming. And they're all over Desmond, but he seems to be doing fine. Tatiana, not so much. You are muted, ma'am.
I am going to hurl an Eldritch Blast at any of the ones near Tatiana.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
All right. Oh, 22 to hit. And, for 6 points of damage. And I'm going to run back inside the house when I hear the cries from inside.
How much damage, sorry?
I think it was 6.
Excellent.
It disappeared. My memory span is so short.
You eliminate a significant portion of these. Over half of the mass of one of the ones that was coming towards you has broken and splintered, but there are still more coming. I apologize that I keep reaching for my phone, everyone. I have a bit of a minor personal issue going on that I'm attempting to multitask in real time. So sorry that I keep reaching over and grabbing it. But you can go back into the house, and you hear Brother Uriah panicking upstairs clearly.
Oh, my poor sweet baby! I'm coming!
Do you yell that because you hear a what?
I will say, in your case, Nahara, because you are not quite as fleet as foot as Finn is, you make it up to the 4th floor and you see Valentine standing by the window.
Does
Like
Valentine
perched
look-
up. I'm like perched up in the window, having just thrown a fireball.
Oh, good. If you could hold the, I'm sure everyone outside is doing better than in here. No.
No.
Are you all right?
I just like fixate my eyes back to Tatiana.
Excellent. Desmond, outside, you have seen Tatiana fall. You've seen that many of these things are bent and broken, but there are still more of them, and they are still coming.
Once he saw her fall, he just became extremely upset immediately because he's upset he couldn't rest. He was in the midst of like trying to relax, and he just says, "Enough!" And he starts to change. And
excellent.
His rage just shows in how fast he changes. His entire body just grows hair instantaneously. His mouth just extends out a good few inches and just can't even talk. He's pissed. So
they're close enough to attack because they're all over you. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just gonna not bite, but claw. He's gonna claw.
Perfect.
At every one of these, he gets the chance to claw.
Perfect.
And he rolls a 17.
That is enough.
Perfect. So that is, I had the bite prepared. The claw is 2d4 plus 2.
Mm-hmm. Do you get 1 or 2 claws?
I mean, he gets full double claws. So
perfect. Okay.
So rolling the d4s. That'll be 5 damage. Are we rolling for each claw or?
It's 2 different attacks.
Perfect. So the first 5 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And the second is 4.
As you go berserk, clawing and roaring at these things, you realize between Nahara's Eldritch Blast and your claws, you've decimated about half of these things. There are ripped up chunks of what were once presumably people all over the ground. Some of them burned, some of them singed, some of them simply ripped and broken. And Valentine, as you're looking out the window, you hear Tregrum's voice. I realize that you're worried about your friend Tatiana, but I would be remiss if I didn't point out that his strength will be supremely useful to our work. I'm sure Tatiana will be fine.
I'm going to once again ask you to not let me die.
Oh, I promise. In fact, Tatiana, first give me your death save. Roll a d20.
14.
That is 1 success. As you float in these gray mists, death is an old familiar friend to you, Tatiana, but you can't help but feel what's going to happen to Valentine. What is going to happen to Valentine? And you see a black cat come walking up next to you right by your head. Says, oh, hello. You don't know me, but Valentine and I are very good friends, and you mean a lot to her. And I just wanted to know, would you like me to save your life?
I knew there was something in her head. I just did not think it would sound like you.
I'm gonna choose to take that as a compliment. Yes, again, I don't know whether or not you're gonna make it out of this, because there's still more of those things that are going to just kind of wrap their hands around your blue throat and squeeze until there's nothing left. But I can get you out of this.
What do you get in return?
Making Valentine happy.
Go ahead.
So, to be clear, you are asking me to intervene to save you, right?
This is not how I die. These things have no flesh. Will not be killed by little hands.
Excellent. Tatiana, you feel something moving underneath that burned flower. Like a spider crawling up your spine. And you wake up with 1 hit point. And you, Valentine, you see her sit upright. And you hear Trekram say, good news, she said yes.
We'll discuss this later.
You're welcome.
Do I have an action?
You don't, unfortunately, because it bringing you back was basically at the end of the round there. However, Finn.
Yes.
You also give me a death save.
Hopefully I figure this out on D&D Beyond.
Just roll a 20, lower left, choose a die, just roll a 20. Because I don't think there's a built-in roll a death save mechanic.
Sorry, I'm looking for lower left where I look for it. Saving throws. I see. No?
No, the dice down at the far lower left of the screen.
Aha! It was hiding.
Mm-hmm. It does that. I know Reborn have advantage on death saves, but I don't think Dampier do.
No, because I have not read the book yet, so I don't know.
I'm fairly certain you do not. I will double check, but I'm pretty. Oh no. You do. You have advantage on death saves. You do, because you're also deathless.
Character sheet.
Yep. You are also. Oh no. I'm wrong. Reborn have it. I looked up Reborn and look right at it. Reborn, yes. Dampier, no.
Yeah. Also, remember the book's not out, so it's not technically on my character sheet yet.
That is, yeah. I don't even know if it showed up for the UA.
The Unearthed Arcana version is up.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I just don't think I don't think they have it. I think that's why she's not there, because there's not a thing she could do.
Yeah, because it shows up on mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So is that a fail or succeed?
What was the number?
11.
That is a success, but narrowly. Off in the distance, you hear Isolde's voice. It's like she's yelling at you from some distance. Finn. You cannot leave me like this, Finn.
I won't.
Hold on.
I will. Just, this is more than we bargained for.
It always is, my darling. Help is on the way. Your friends are there for you.
And the sword you gifted me?
It will always strike true when you need it most.
I hope it does. I won't leave you.
Valentine. You've seen Nahara has rushed upstairs. You have seen Tatiana sit upright, looking around, confused, but you realize she's also still surrounded by those things.
With my movement, would I be able to get out the window? I do realize we're up pretty high.
You also would fall about 40 feet, which would
Ooh,
not,
kill me
yeah,
immediately. There's no
probably.
like reasonable way to climb down.
Not really. This
And
is
it's
kind
gonna
of a
take way more
sheer,
than my
a
movement
sheer
to run
colorful
down the
house.
stairs.
Correct. You could continue
Okay.
using your firebolt from here if you were attempting to cover her, but getting to her would take some time, yes.
Yeah, I'd like to get to her. Okay. Then in that case, let's not just firebolt, let's cast Dissonant Whispers on one of them attacking Tatiana.
Excellent.
That is a wisdom save.
And ironically enough, they have no particular resistance against this. You can, like, mind freak a disembodied arm and a foot. Yes. They do not make the save.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 3d6 of damage. Ooh, that was very good. That's 17 points of damage.
Which is exactly what you needed, Valentine. You tell me, leaning out this window, as these disembodied bits of undead are clawing around and Desmond is ripping into them and you see them crawling towards your friend who is sitting defenseless. What does it look like when Valentine strikes them down?
Valentine, watching Tatiana get back up out of relief, just kind of like falls to her knees at the base of the windowsill that she's been standing in, and her eyes kind of roll back in a way to connect with the thing in her mind, and she starts whispering this really childlike melody that sounds a little bit like a nursery rhyme, essentially like a sung nursery rhyme. And from her eyes just starts like a little bit of the kind of black that came out of it in the first episode when she was worried about Tatiana with the axe. Just a little bit of this like kind of black seeping that almost could look like small and slithery tentacles if you looked close enough.
And the psychic energy ripples out and shoots through all of them like lightning. In Tatiana, as you see them crawling towards you, you see Valentine in the window and they shudder and fall unmoving.
I lift my chin up to window in nod of approval as I will attempt to scamper. I know it's not time yet. I move towards the door.
Meanwhile, back in the house, the one around Finn constricts and gives you one failed death save. In Brother Uriah, you do hear a cracking as it tightens up on her. The other one, what is your current AC, Brother Uriah?
18.
The other one
How's his AC
manages.
higher?
He's covered in metal
Chainmail and shield.
and a shield. You're wearing literally nothing.
He's better for fighting.
It slams into your face, Brother Uriah, for 5 points of damage, and you feel the second one try and wrap around to get you too, but can't quite grab you. Is 5 enough to knock out Brother Uriah?
No, I'm actually, thanks to some direct intervention by my king, I was fully healed at this point, so yeah.
It very much is trying to wrap around you and can't. However, it is your turn, Brother Uriah.
Very well, just taking that damage.
Mm-hmm.
Right. First things first. As a bonus action, I cast Spare the Dying on Fen. So she immediately is stabilized. She stops making death saves. All those good things. I will cast Toll the Dead on the one that I have already attacked. So DC 13 Wisdom save.
So let me ask it to you like this. Are you doing it to the one that is attacking you or the one that still has her wrapped up?
The one attacking me is the one that's already taken damage. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes, so I will attack that one. So I will do the D12 of damage to it.
All right. It does not make the save.
Very well. It will take full damage then. It takes 8 points of damage.
As this boom goes off, you see it has slid down to almost nothing, but it is still up and fighting, still trying to, it lets go of your face, but is still trying to clamber forward towards you.
Blast, I'd hope that worked. And then finally, this isn't really an attack, but I essentially want to, some of the loose, flappy bits of the one that's wrapped around Fen, I stamp on it with my boot to try to get its attention and get it off of her.
Perfect. You try and get it to let go by you know what? Give me intimidation.
I'm not terribly intimidating.
But you are a scourge to the undead, Brother Uriah.
This is true. That's a 6. So when I do it, I'm just, you get off of her! You let her go, you bully thing.
No,
You got the spray water bottle.
Nahara, you see him grinding his heel into this thing, trying to get it off of Finn, which you see very much wrapped in a cocoon on the floor, as the other one of these, while beaten and nearly dead, is still very much still bonelessly pawing at Brother Uriah.
I'm sorry, there's one on Fen right now and one on Brother Uriah?
Yep,
Or...
Finn is currently wrapped up, like what happened to you. And the second one is still up and fighting with him.
But does it look like Fen is about to be attacked? Or I don't want...
Yeah, she is cocooned. Like, it is actively attacking her. Yeah.
Oh, then I'm absolutely gonna hit a witch bolt on that one.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
That is a 21 to hit.
That is enough.
And that is 11 points of lightning damage.
You blow half of this thing off. Huge chunks are burned in it where you can see Finn's body underneath where it still has her, but it does not let go. However, Finn, give me a strength check.
Oh boy. I don't trust the digital dice anymore. Oh, you saw that nat 20 tip over. Tis an 8. Oh no, I rolled a saving throw. I goof.
Yeah, no, this is strength check. Straight up
Oops.
strength. No problem.
Ha, I got my 20 back.
You don't know if it is the lightning that jolts through her or something in her mind that motivates her. But even though she's still unconscious, Finn's arms and legs all shoot out in all directions and knock this thing off of her. It begins trying to reform and pick itself up, but it is going to stop squeezing her to death now, though. So that in and of itself is a victory, because otherwise it very much would have. Desmond, outside, all of these things seem to be defeated. Tatiana seems to be getting back up to her feet, but you very much can hear the chaos of battle still coming from the attic.
Oh, I'm headed to the attic.
Are you going through the house, or are you going up the side of the house?
Going up the side.
Give me athletics with advantage. Just because you're a big old werewolf right now.
That is, they better not do me wrong with these digital dice because I'm proficient in athletics.
I believe in you.
21.
Valentine, you see this wolf and come scrambling right past you up the window. And you poke your head in and you see the scene. Finn is laying on the floor. You don't know if she's alive or dead, honestly, with two of these things with holes punched in them and pulling downward, but still rising up as Brother Uriah and Nahara are on both sides of the room, very much squaring off against them.
He's going to grab one of those.
All right.
Go ahead and roll it. You gonna grab one?
Yeah, just try to like rip it off.
Okay.
Hmm.
You can
That
give me
was
your
one.
you can give me your 2 claw attacks.
All right,
Yep.
cool.
Yep. One
also-
is not going to get it done though.
No, and then 16 on the second.
Yes, brother Uriah.
There is a high-pitched scream because I think this is the first time Brother Uriah has seen Desmond in full, like, lycanthrope form. So yeah, he just like, oh God!
Yeah, as this clawed arm just comes through and rakes down one of them. That is 1 hit there. So go ahead and give me your damage.
And I had to add a custom weapon to do this.
Mhm.
Right now, I'm just adding the 2, so that is a 4 or 6 after the bonus 2.
You see this thing goes and begins sliding back towards Finn, and you just grab it and rake your claws down it, and an awful stench is released as it just goes limp. And she is no longer in danger, but there is one of them that is still up. Tatiana.
I am shaken. I was visited by a cat on my way to the netherworld. It's very strange. But now I scramble to my feet and I dash inside the door. And I want to barricade as best I can. I think that there is nothing close enough since my friends have been shooting fire and whatnot from the building.
That is true, but there are plenty of opportunities to still barricade things because Finn and Desmond had only moved it enough to get out, so you can start securing that stuff no problem.
Yes, I secure it even better, and then before I head up to assist, I want to barricade anything, first level, second level, every window, furniture in front.
Perfect. You start moving things over. Finn, you are no longer dying. Unfortunately, at 0 hit points, you are still incapacitated, though. So you're out of the woods, but you are also, at least currently, out of the fight.
All right, then. Fenn's just kind of laying there looking like a very pale rag doll. She's normally kind of a deep purple. Now she's just kind of like lilac and gray and just kind of laying there like...
Yeah. Brother Uriah, you know they saved her. Nahara, you don't know if she's alive or not. Valentine, you see Tatiana come running into the room. Or running into the house, at least, and you are aware of the chaos upstairs.
Is she like barricading in this room?
She would have been down on the first floor. You're up on the fourth floor.
Okay, so I just saw her running. Okay.
Mhm.
And as for the creatures outside, what can I still see?
They have all been destroyed.
Every one of them. I thought there was one more. Okay.
There's one more upstairs. The ones outside have all been destroyed.
Great. I would like to try and get to the one upstairs.
You absolutely do. You look inside the room and you see the scene as described. Finn is laying on the floor, perhaps unconscious, perhaps dead. And there is another one of these things in the middle of the floor still trying to pull itself up.
Okay. I would like to cast Arms of Hadar on it.
Perfect. Is that a roll for you or a save from it?
It's a strength save.
Perfect. What's the number it needs to beat?
12.
It
Not
got
very
a
high.
2.
Ooh, excellent. So the like little pieces of the like black gooey tentacle substance coming out of her eyes just kind of extend out to the point of slithering across the floor and enveloping these things. And for damage, that will be 10 points of damage.
Perfect. You realize it is beaten into almost nothingness. And Brother Uriah, it still with one of its pseudopods is trying to slide up your boot. It is mostly just a puddle, but whatever is compelling it forward still is. As it is burned and beaten and choked and shot, but still somehow, horrifically, barely still moving.
Okay. That's my go then, yes?
It is your turn.
Very well. We have 2 opponents still moving, yes?
No. Desmond killed the one that was on the ground with a single mighty rake, and Valentine has grievously injured the other, but it is not quite dead yet, or more dead.
Back to your grave in the name of Ezra, as once more. Toll the Dead rings out. This will be a D12 because it's obviously taken damage.
It does not make the save. Tell me how you finished this thing, Brother Uriah.
Did it have 1 point?
It legit had 1 point.
Well, let me see it. Let me see how badly I put it to bed. I might as well roll that. And it's thinking about it. It's thinking about it. Yeah, I do 5. So as he's like, back to your grave, the sound of the bell actually just takes it to pieces and blasts it to dust. It's just you know how people shed dead skin cells all the time? This is just like a room full of dead skin cell dust that sort of goes up. I'm sorry. Fen! He'll immediately drop to his knee. He doesn't have any spell slots left, so she is stabilized, but he'll be trying to like bind the wounds that she does have, just with conventional means, just with conventional medicine.
Give me a medicine check. However, Nahara, you hear in your mind, you called him sweet baby. His steward is laughing at you.
I mean, he's frightened all the time. I just meant it in an endearing way, you know. I do care for you. Don't be jealous, Stuart.
Well, look how fast he went to Finn's aid. She's already dead.
I went to Finn's aid as well. Why wouldn't we?
Oh, yes. Friends.
I think you're grumpy. I don't know what's wrong with you.
You feel like if a brain in a jar were capable of giving you a not sure if serious face, Stuart would be doing it. The brain tilts slightly in the liquid.
Stuart needs a juice box and nap time.
What was that medicine check?
That was a 19 on the medicine check.
It takes a minute longer than you would hope, but sure enough, Finn, your eyes flutter open as you see Desmond in the window, still holding on to the carcass of one of these things, and Nahara and Valentine standing around with Brother Uriah looking concerned as you wake up.
I slowly sit up. Please tell me that was a terrible nightmare. Any one of you.
I fear not.
Although I did feel like I had a terrible nightmare.
Oh, I feel worse than a nightmare. Feels like I went a few rounds training with a soul and not in a fun way.
If we're like out of initiative, I'd like to try and run to wherever Tatiana is on the first floor. You muted.
Yes, you are out of initiative. All of your enemies are defeated.
Yeah, I will run to Tatiana on the first floor.
Are you all right, Valentine?
Yeah, I'm fine. What did I tell you about dying?
I don't recall anything specific. You told me to kill you.
No, I mean just now. It's fine. Come on. And I'm just gonna like drag her into like the room with everybody.
Wait! I grab my axe as we pass that room. Okay, ready.
And where is everybody else situated right now?
They were still in the attic, but now that combat is over, you're free to move about as you will. Presumably, Desmond makes his way back into the house.
I thought I was in the attic.
Well, but you were out the attic. You know what I mean? Like ripping through the window type deal. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'd like to kind of just try and get everybody gathered in one room because we're all probably like slumped over various pieces of furniture.
Mm-hmm. Probably, considering the windows were shattered out of the attic and out of the fourth floor, the second and third floor are both pretty defensible positions, you'd think. Now that you know these things can squeeze through gaps that are fairly narrow, you all are able to, like, tuck rugs and things under doors. You think it's probably going to be safe. You hope.
I think we should all be in the same room all night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm glad you're all right.
Thanks. So am I. That was. Oh, I want to see us sold again, but not before I pass through the veil.
No, you must be very careful. You've sustained some injuries. I will be able to heal you once I've meditated and prayed to Ezra. But in the meantime...
I'm so sorry I was not here. You saved me from the plant monster. I had not properly thanked you. And now I mischance to save you back.
It's okay. It's okay.
I do owe you a great debt.
That's what anyone should have done, Tatiana.
No, you've reached inside of a plant monster and you pulled my body out of the muck. And it's not what everyone would do.
You fought bravely.
I just kind of like limp over to Desmond. Are you still a wolf?
I changed after the last enemy died.
Mm-hmm.
I just like lean on Desmond. Don't laugh at me. But I really can't get downstairs. Can you help me or carry me? And I say it very low so that the others don't hear me.
Then you just kind of like, I got you.
Are you starting to leave?
No, I'm just kind of like leaning on Desmond so I don't fall on my face.
He just kind of leans down. Like,
Brother,
and just like goes to pick her up and it's like, sorry if I pick you up.
Please.
All right. And he picks her up and just kind of holds her and takes her downstairs.
Brother Uriah, give me a medicine check.
In addition to that 19? Or?
Yeah, different medicine check, yeah.
Okay. This one is a 21.
Tatiana is absolutely just beat to hell. Like, you don't know how she's standing. She's scratched up and bruised. Like,
it's just blood.
I can see some of the veins in your neck. I don't know if that's...
it's just flesh wound.
I suspect you... well, it's actually something I can do. A false life. You may be on your last legs, as it were. I would sit down immediately if I were you, and you'll be the next up for healing is after Fen, once I manage to regain some spells.
Right, it's probably a good thing. Thank you.
now, here in Del Munster, a place as beautiful and peaceful as it seems that has been anything but, you all do find yourselves getting comfortable again, in as much as you can, all in the same room this time. Does anyone do anything else before you sit down to rest? Two of you don't sleep as such, but you do need some undisturbed time.
Yes, I still want to spend time with this gem to try to figure out what it is.
Give me... what would cover this? Give me a survival check.
Okay. Ooh, 14?
Jim, buried the ground. Brother Uriah did say to you that he thinks it's a seed. That was something he said out loud before. And you did see in the previous vision something red streaking across the sky before it hit the ground in the area of where the body taker plant was.
I will still hold on to it.
I mean, it doesn't look like any seed you've ever seen, but that didn't look like any plant you've ever seen either.
Exactly.
Before we bed down for the night, Uriah will just sort of nervously, he's obviously got to meditate and pray beforehand, but he does stop by Nahara and just thought, Nahara, back then during all the fighting and whatnot, sorry, I thought you might have yelled something.
Yes. I was just concerned to see if you're all right.
Oh, well, thank you, of course. Thank you. We must all look out for one another.
I'm glad you're okay.
Yes, I'm glad you are as well. When you went out the window, you hit the ground so hard.
Yes, that part was unpleasant.
Yes. Are you injured?
Not terribly so, but I just need a rest, I suppose.
Yes. Yes, we may have to rest here a while if we're to recover our strength. I only have so much healing that I can perform.
And now I would like to put my head on Valentine's lap as I go to sleep. And, you know, I thank you too. You saved my life, but it's family. I need a lot of life saving today. It's kind of shameful.
It's not shameful at all.
When you are a warrior like me, it is.
You are a warrior in every way. And what it has showed is that you fought up to the quite literal end.
Twice?
Twice.
Did you see me jump from window? Was epic, yes?
Yes, it was epic. And I'll just kind of like pet her hair till she falls asleep.
She purrs. Or snores? I don't know. Hard to tell.
Porque no los dos. Yes. Does anyone do anything else before sleep finds you?
I just kind of like, you know, I'm still leaning against, or I don't know if Desmond's still holding me or set me down somewhere. But I'm just like, thanks for that. I appreciate it.
No worries.
And I lean in and I'm like, I'm not getting fresh with you. I just don't want Valentine to hear me.
I understand.
I just didn't want them to see me weak. I came a little too close to crossing over.
I feel like probably the last person you need to explain that to. I feel like I've already been there. And the brother saved my life. So we can't look out for each other and see each other at our weakest. We're not really a party. And I feel like we fight well together. And that kind of requires us to recognize, see each other's weaknesses and fill those in.
Yeah. Well, they've
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. Just a little doubt still about Valentine's motivations. And with that, she's not being super quiet anymore because she's in that kind of like get exhausted and starting to ramble, and she's not thinking about who can hear her because we're all in the same room. She's like, I can't fail again. I can't fail a soul. And she just starts trailing off and like muttering incoherently till she actually does fall asleep.
Since that was not particularly quiet in the same room, can I?
Yeah, give me perception. Yeah, give me perception.
Thank you. All right, on a perception check, that is a 16.
You absolutely hear it. And you also hear in your head, I was sent to protect you. Would you like me to slay that elf?
I would not. And I would like you to understand that if it needed to be done, I could do it myself.
You all are curious.
We are in a very strange place right now. And if there is one thing that my mother taught me, it is always best to find an ally.
Then I will continue to hide my strength.
We will get out of here one way or another.
I will watch over you. And with your permission, I will watch over Nahara as well.
Yes.
And it stops talking.
All right.
Anything else before you all settle in?
Regaining spells.
Supposed to say Tatiana already snoring loudly.
Her snoring very loudly.
Yeah.
Oh, please let me rest.
You have settled down to sleep. Finn also sort of, despite herself, kind of drifting off sooner than intended. Uriah saying his prayers, but eventually sleeps finds you as well as Nahara and Valentine. There is a moment when everyone is sleeping, but the two of you.
I'm still sitting with like Tatiana asleep on me. Just sitting up.
Are you all right?
Working on it. You?
I'll be okay.
I would actually like to make this a telepathic conversation so we don't wake everybody up.
Ooh, smart, yes. Otherwise, it'll just be stage whispering.
I mean, Tatiana's not a light sleeper by any means, but I think everyone could particularly use this rest.
Absolutely.
Have you ever... Oh, please go ahead.
It's just so many. It's one strange event after another. It's hard to wrap my mind around.
Yeah. Have you by chance heard anything strange lately?
I mean, Stuart talks to me every once in a while, if that counts.
That's definitely strange. But
have you heard something strange?
I'm always hearing something strange.
This is a normal thing for you.
Became normal at some point. Yes.
I see.
And you don't remember how you got this way?
I don't, but you do?
Every moment of it. Sorry, my mic just muted. Was it painful coming back? No, it wasn't painful coming back. It was pretty painful going out. But it was... I don't know why it was me, and I don't know why it happened. So I understand your search for answers.
There's just so much that I don't understand that, but it's at least comforting to have someone else who's experienced it. And I know that we haven't really talked about it at all, really, but just knowing that you're here just gives me at least a bit of comfort. I just don't know why have others been able to pass peacefully and remain there, and we haven't.
I think that's different for all of us, but I don't think that resting peacefully was ever terribly an option for me. So currently, I'd rather be here. And if that means I'm not finished with something or am simply a puppet of some kind, then, well, so be it.
Let's
I'm
see.
okay with that.
I guess remember enough of your life to know that, but I don't know if my being here is a curse or a blessing.
Well, I will tell you this. People who were very, very good in life before being whatever happened to you don't laugh like that when they kill.
Yes. He did deserve it.
Many do.
And I don't feel bad about that. My conscience is clean.
Good. I like that.
As you two sit back, even though you don't sleep, you do still need rest as well to recover your arcane powers. And you sit in silence in the room for a few moments, and as you all finally settle down to rest after your first day of absolute torment in Falkovnia, thunder rumbles across the sky. The mayor's residence in Munster shakes and vibrates like the house is going to collapse in on all of you, and then there is silence. Every hair on your body begins to stand on end. The air tingles like lightning is going to crash into the room at any second, and then it does. Blackish blue light fills the room, coursing all over your body, charging through you with pain and agony like you're going to be burned alive, inside and out. And then you see it. Charging through the gloom, a long metal behemoth rampaging through the mists. Bright lights shine outside the burned black metal, crackling with electricity, the same kind that is tearing you apart. The morning rail barrels at you like a force of nature, pushing the mist ahead of it like a tidal wave. And then you are gone. And that is a good place for us to go to break. However, before we do, we have to give a shout out to the people who make this possible. So again, these are our top patrons, our dark lords of the dread domains. I will say, if you would like to know what exactly happens to them on the other side of that, you can see it on our Patreon at patreon.com/The Black Dice Society. That episode will go up tonight or tomorrow. But in the meantime, thank you to Alan Zonzo, Aurelia Roth, Homiari, Brian Dwyer, Chip Reynolds, Chris Smoot, Ducati, Forrest S. Moore, Grafumbly, Hell Knight Games, Josh Oland, Kira Snow, Mark Rodwin, Matthew Henderson, Michael Skidmore, Mr. Owlbear, Rob Tremarco, Ronan Monkey, who is apparently a friend to many of our clans, to Queen B, Mahomie Thomas, Zachary Hubisher, and Zort1. Thank you all for your support. You literally make it possible to do what we do. And with that, we will take a very quick 10 and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. You all snap awake suddenly and see Tatiana still snoring happily on the floor as the five of you are standing there with your glasses still on back in the mayor's house in Delmunster.
We're back.
We are, and Tatiana's just sound asleep.
I'm sorry, what? What are these? What's happening?
It was all real. We were there. It happened.
That wasn't a dream.
No.
No, and appears we've returned with some souvenirs as well.
I look at my fingers, my hands.
The rings are there. The portrait is there.
How?
I mean, we ended up here just as mysteriously, so it would appear
Yes.
this is just a thing that happens.
Desmond, I believe you were muted when you said something there.
Cologne smells nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Valentine,
Yes.
that was a very good thing you did.
I'm pretty sure I told a child to exact revenge for the rest of her earthly, ghostly life. But thank you.
Could have been worse.
Very
Is
true.
Tatiana all right?
She's asleep. I'm gonna like toe at Tatiana gently.
I'll go down next to Tatiana as well.
Hey. Hey, you.
Zombies!
Tatiana.
Fight the zombies! Fight the zombies!
What zombies?
Huh? Right. We killed the zombies. That's right. Good
Yeah.
morning.
Good morning.
I slept like
everyone-
bricks.
Is everyone well? Tatiana, you were quite badly injured. How are her wounds looking?
They are recovered, but you notice she's got some scratches and bruises on her that she didn't have before. Like, she's been fighting. She was injured before. Those have mostly healed, but she's got like training injuries.
How curious.
What? You've never seen someone who spars every day?
Well, not in their sleep.
Oh. Right. I must get practice where you can, yes?
I suppose so.
Don't worry about it.
How is everyone else? Fen, are you well?
I'm surprisingly well. But I still I'm uncomfortable.
In game terms, is everyone as injured as they were when they went to sleep?
No, your strength has returned. You have essentially experienced a long rest, despite mentally not feeling rested at all. Physically and mystically, your powers have returned. In Valentine, or more accurately, Tatiana, you notice in Valentine's hand, she is holding a blade that looks like coalesced wispy shadow.
What is in your hands?
Looks like we've both acquired new toys recently. Really concerning new toys.
Oh. Like concern? Oh.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look comforting.
Right.
I
I'm
like
gonna
it.
try and put my hand through it.
Right when you touch the edge of it, you feel like you're being stabbed,
Okay.
like you touch any other weapon.
That's right. It's So it's not like incorporeal. It's not like.
It looks like it is, but when you go out to touch it, it's very much there.
Yeah, I was touching the flat of the blade, not the sharp.
That's why you still got fingers. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's a very cool new toy. Please keep it far away from me.
Can do. I'll kind of like make out of some of the ties that like wrap around my dress. I'll try and make like a little kind of sheath on my back for it.
Mm-hmm. You're able to do so effortlessly. And you all look outside and you see the sun piercing through the windows. No rooster crows. There's none to be found. But the night has passed.
So let me get this straight. All of you went to same place to get cool toys? And I go somewhere and I get bruises?
It's not as fun as it sounds.
No.
It wasn't fun at all.
Uriah, you too? No fun? Mine was fun.
You're muted. We can't hear you. Damn it.
We helped someone. I'm very pleased with that.
I'm going to be honest with you. I had a good time.
Okay, well, now I feel... If we have to fight another plant monster, I'm ready.
I suppose we probably should continue.
Yes.
Yes, to the capital. We only have perhaps a few days before the new moon. We were warned quite strenuously that staying beyond that would be unwise.
Right.
And at some point during all of this, I do take Brother Uriah aside and just hold up the portrait to him and say, how did she know when I can't remember?
I don't know. But it is you in that portrait. Not you as you are now, but still you.
I just wish I had more answers.
Yes. Yes, most puzzling.
Just go. Oh, B-Dave, you are.
Do you all do anything else before you set off?
I would like to experiment somewhat, perhaps using a darkened closet or something to see if these still function.
You get the distinct impression that they will penetrate magical darkness. Regular mundane darkness is still just as dark.
Ah, interesting. Still, these come in handy.
I will say they give you the equivalent of low light vision as well, so you will not be completely helpless in the dark as a human.
Good.
Tatiana.
So you're saying,
Oh,
is
Yes,
all
Nahara.
this is just for useless magical dark vision? And I'll just throw it like useless, absolutely useless to me.
Hold on, don't throw those.
Oh.
Tatiana could use them.
Oh yes. Oh, I didn't know if you were able to or not. Yeah, I'm sorry. Here you go.
I don't
You should
have
take
magical
these.
dark vision. I don't know. You all went on special dream adventure without me.
We
Fine, I'll
didn't
take
leave
it.
on purpose.
And we were worried that you weren't with us, to be fair.
It's not my fault I was taken to astral plane. You could have.
Well, it's not our fault that we were taken to some other strange electric place.
All right then. I guess I will accept glasses as means of apology. Thank you.
Well,
Nahara is very kind.
Brother Uriah, give me just a wisdom check.
Straight up wisdom.
Yep.
Hold on. $21.
She just mentioned taken to the astral plane.
Sorry. Did you say the astral plane?
No.
Oh, I was under the impression you had. We should get underway. Daylight is wasting, as they say.
Tatiana would like to go to attic, climb out window, climb onto roof to make sure way is clear.
Outside, it is a gorgeous sunny day. It is absolutely idyllic out here. It is warm. There is a pleasant breeze. There is no indication whatsoever that this place is absolutely horrible.
No sign of the dead.
Valentine, Tregram perks up in your ear. Would you like to know what she was doing?
Yes, always.
Well, have I got a story for you? And Tregram proceeds to give you the complete download of what happened.
How do you know that?
Oh, it's my job to keep an eye on you and things that are important to you.
Are you in her head as well?
Well, there was a particular moment of vulnerability where death was imminent, and I merely extended an offer which she accepted.
And what are the consequences of her accepting that?
Minimal. Have you experienced any drawbacks from my
That's not what I asked.
companionship? You know, well, as you know, every arrangement has a certain cost, but I assure you death would have been a substantially greater one.
If you're going to avoid my questions, I am going to ignore you.
I'm just glad your friend's all right. But I probably won't be quite so chummy with her. Only in a pinch.
I am taking my mind out of my own brain. I am stopping, paying attention to him. We're fighting.
The cat appears in front of you, and it very much gives you a like, just sort of
Shoo it off with my foot.
It does climb away. As you all set out, Del Munster is exactly like it was before. But now there's no one there, of course. Those strange people are all gone, now dead and burned. Outside of the conspicuous absence of animals of any kind, it is normal. You all check your map and presumably head off in the direction that you think you will find the capital of Lekar.
Sure.
You walk, and this place is confusing. Desmond, you in particular know woodlands. But as you're walking, you are certain you haven't doubled back on yourself. You haven't crossed your own tracks. But you just feel like you're getting nowhere. You keep moving, but you're making no progress as the sun is moving in the sky.
Does nobody else feel like we're almost in the same place that we started?
Now that you mention it, yes. And Fenton kind of looks around and is like, we were walking, right?
We've been walking this whole time.
But that tree has been in the same distance this whole time.
Yes, it's almost as if the land itself was keeping us in place.
I hate this place.
So do
I can't trust my own forest understanding. I've known forests my whole life. I've been hunting as far back as I could remember, and this, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Just to be sure, I take out one of my daggers and just carve a small marking into the large tree.
Okay. You make a mark in it. And as you continue to walk on, You don't see such a marked tree again, but this feeling of making no progress doesn't leave you. Del Munster very quickly disappeared when you left. It is surrounded by very tall trees, but it is just seemed like absolute nothingness. Except for the sun moving, it is like nothing has happened as you all continue walking.
Do we hear any animals, any nature sounds?
Give me perception checks.
I would ask.
5.
9.
You hear
Oh.
Tatiana's
16.
stomach growling is the number one animal noise you hear.
I could eat entire
16.
boar. If we find a boar, I will kill it and I will eat whole thing.
16 from Nahara and Brother Uriah. What was it for Valentine? You are muted,
6.
ma'am. Again, your mind is elsewhere, Valentine. And Finn?
Ben rolled to disbelieve with a whopping 3.
It's, none of this makes sense. And you're starting to realize all the stories they told you about why you shouldn't go to the surface may have actually been true.
Nahara,
Mhm.
earlier, your ability to traverse the mists was discussed. I don't suppose you remember if that might work within a domain?
Oh, I rummage for that piece of like rotted
It is still in your bag.
leg meat.
Mhm.
Do you suppose this will help us?
Thought I smell something.
Perhaps.
Yes, I'm sorry. I should have. I don't know how to mask it. Perhaps
good
if Brother
spell to
Uriah
learn.
has some incense, I'm not sure.
I do have some incense. Ideally, we'd need something from Lakar itself, but perhaps if you focus on this, which is from Falkovnia, but try to picture Lakar. We have the map.
If I could look at the map,
I'd
because
handed
to
them
be
that.
honest, I am not sure what I'm looking at.
As you look at the map, and again, it is just a mark on the northwest corner of the map that says Lakar, and you sort of think about it, and you walk about 50 more feet and the tree line breaks. And you see a valley out in front of you, and it is mostly ruins and devastation. There are burned out homes. There are tombstones, almost more than you can count, just forgotten and tipped over and cracked. Many of them with the soil very clearly ruptured where something came out of those graves. You do see for the first time carrion birds flying overhead, and off in the distance a pack of something skulking through the shadows. And there is a town, maybe another half mile ahead. It does not look like anything the scale of Lakar, but thankfully it is out of these woods.
Have I mentioned that I hate this place?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I just want to reiterate I hate this place.
Yeah. Did you say skulking? Something about skulking?
I did say skulking. It's some distance away, so far enough you can't make out what it is, but there's a pack of something.
Right.
Skulking.
Right. Okay, cool.
I also hate this place.
Yes.
So,
This-
by movement, I think they are not friendly. Should we try and talk or just try to kill?
Well, we should determine their motives and intentions first.
I was already like putting up a fire bolt in my hand, like, oh, press that back down.
Perhaps we
Do-
sneak up quietly.
Yes, maybe just try to go unnoticed as long as we can.
The town is kind of to your northeast. Whatever that is creeping around is kind of straight to the north in another grove of trees.
Perhaps we should go not the opposite direction, but give it enough space where hopefully it won't notice us.
Yes. this town appears to have suffered a calamity of some sort. There may be those who need our help.
Maybe.
I'm not afraid to
Honestly.
fight them. I feel like we should fight them. Right?
Tatiana, you always want to fight.
Yes, but is how you get better at fighting. That
Yes,
plant
but this
monster
town
almost
looks-
killed all of us.
This town looks pretty decimated as it is. How much more damage can we do?
Plenty.
I suppose to those whatever is skulking around.
Yes. I mean, this, I do not think, is Lakar. It's not big enough, certainly, to be a capital city of a nation.
Have you been here before?
No, but Lakar was described as the capital, and I know that Falkovnia, at least years ago, was capable of trade. They're not a completely tiny nation. They have a standing army, for starters.
Yeah, I suppose if everyone was dead, then from undead killings, they still have empty buildings. This can't be
Yes.
it.
Well, okay, hear me out because I know that this isn't the way that we've proceeded thus far. But perhaps we do a little bit of reconnaissance before we go completely decimating a place.
Tatiana's already dropped, like, onto her belly and is starting to army crawl.
Right then.
If we're attempting stealth, I fear I will be an impediment.
Oh, yes, you are wearing chainmail, aren't you?
Yes. We'll do the best we can, I suppose.
While Tatiana like army crawls, I'm just walking alongside of her.
Yeah, I'm
Does
not
not notice, unfazed.
just carrying Stuart.
Yes, Finn.
Quick DM question.
Yes.
Can I do a check to see if any of these creatures are either fey, fiend, or undead?
How would you determine that?
If we get within range, or if we hear it, I would have to do a survival to see if I hit it.
Absolutely. You can roll survival.
Alrighty. Just seeing what I need to beat.
And I'm assuming this, like, it's more than 60 feet away, so
Yeah,
Eyes
this
of the
is
Dead would not work.
too far for that. Yeah.
Yes. I take that back. It's actually it is a feature trait of Hunter's Bane, so I could roll survival now or when we come across it.
You could roll it now. You've seen it at some distance, but you've seen it.
All right, and I naturally get advantage on that as a blood hunter.
Excellent.
Oh, thank goodness. Dirty 20.
Absolutely undead. If you had to wager a guess, it's a pack of some sort of undead animals.
I'm going to use Hunter's Bane so I can track them.
Mhm.
So we'll know if they do turn and come toward us.
Okay. Excellent. Do you share with your party that that's what they are?
Sure. Whatever it is, they're animals, but quite undead.
Oh. Immediately fumbling for the holy symbol. If I'm required to turn them, Fen, Nahara, Valentine, you may wish to back up from me somewhat.
Oh, if you just call out what you're doing or yell for us to run.
Yes.
As you all approach the town, since you've made a point to say you're approaching cautiously, probably for the best, I will give all of you perception with advantage to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Nat 20!
They got a nat 1 and a nat 20.
I
I'm
wish I
very
would have
concerned.
saved mine.
It's been that kind of day.
I thought I was about to get 2 ones.
You all notice a couple of things, especially with Tatiana and Desmond, with the life that you've led on the frontier, living the provincial life. The soil around here is incredibly fertile. Like the plants all still look magnificent. The flowers and whatnot aren't as large as the ones that were around Del Munster, which now makes sense because the body taker plant. But the grass is very green. There is, you realize there are crops here that have been tended, but they haven't been tended well. But there's still corn stalks much taller than even Tatiana here. The village, however, definitely bears all of the signs of protracted battle. The windows are busted in. Most of the things have walls that have collapsed. It is clear that significant conflict has happened here. Valentine and Finn, you see people walking around. There's people in the fields. There's a couple of people in the town from some distance. Desmond and Tatiana, you realize those aren't people. They're dead. But they're still going through the motions of life. As an undead American, you object. They are still going through the motions. They're still tilling the field. They're still going from shop to shop and greeting each other in the road when they do. There is what looks like a burned out temple with 4 of them are standing in it with their heads bowed, like they're going through some approximation of what life must have been like, but they are all undead.
I jump up from the ground. Uriah, you should probably do that thing that you do to hurt,
Yes, but it will only work at very close range. I suggest that perhaps we avoid the town entirely. Let these poor creatures go about their business.
Really? But they are target practice. It's fine.
Yes, but we could bring all of them down upon us.
Snore.
Going around might seem like a better idea considering the day we've had.
Or perhaps we just walk around like we are going about our undead business.
Well, yes, essentially that's what we're doing.
Okay.
But not all of us are undead.
Yes.
Only 50% of you are going about your undead business.
I think the rest
But
of us
it's
could
probably
pick some things up.
It's probably enough. And honestly, we can't save everyone.
But
it's very exhausting.
Yes. You think we should just walk through the middle of town as if nothing's the matter then?
Yes.
No?
I think so.
You do feel so. Again, to further set the scene, you do have a grove of trees, which Finn, you are very much aware those undead animals are still in. But there's some distance. You 300-400 feet to one direction. The town is another probably 500 feet straight ahead of you, and there is a field in between the two, so there you'd have a non-zero chance of just being able to walk through the field away from the town and away from these things, but you'd kind of be walking a line of Scylla and Charybdis there, of kind of terrors on both sides. But you do have a path forward that does not necessarily involve entering the town, should you choose.
My instinct is to not disturb whatever routine these undead are currently observing. If we enter the town, it could snap them out of it, and perhaps they'll simply attack us. Left unmolested, they might simply continue to till the fields and pray in their temple.
I just get the feeling if we go any closer, or if we get too close, they may see us. What you were saying?
No, just I think after the days some of us had, and fighting skin, whatever that was, You would not be so eager to run and attack the undead.
Okay, it's decided. We will be skulky little babies, go through cornfield. But if they fight, I will take out my axe and I will smash them all.
Oh, yes, skulky little
Yes.
babies. Exactly. Yes, good. Good.
If they fight, yes, but, I don't wish to provoke anything after the night that we had.
I feel great and strong now. I could provoke
Well,
many things.
that's to you.
Okay, you look tough now, though. You were also hurt, but now I see. It's great chance.
What?
You are strong. Your fangs. Don't you want to sink teeth into?
Not into the undead. No. That's
Yes.
like cannibalism.
Just because they're undead?
That's like
No,
I'm
no.
undead
That's
too.
very
That's like
easy.
fine. Then I'll come bite you. Would you like me to bite you then?
Please, everyone, Tatiana, we are at full strength currently, but we should not waste that strength when it can be marshaled for future challenges.
Or maybe you don't know, and you will get stronger if you fight something and feel
Perhaps.
more wide awake.
Tatiana, perhaps we need to save our best strength in battles for a more formidable opponent. These undead that we have skulking around in this town, they're no match for you. Why waste your time when there's probably something much more dangerous ahead?
You can
Right?
see
Right? I'm like
registering
elbowing
behind-
some, like somebody give me an assist on this.
behind
Right?
your
I
eyes,
tried.
the
Yes,
first
yes.
rationale that's made sense. You're right.
Oh my
It's
god.
too weak for me to fight.
And Fen looks at oh my god, I almost called you your real name. Nahara. And it's just like gives a respectful nod. Look. It's just if I chomped on you, wouldn't that be weird?
Of course it would be.
So why would I just go randomly attack these poor undead that are minding their zombie business?
Exactly. No, I completely agree with you. It's just
I'm-
because somebody's undead. We're undead. Half of us are undead.
Right.
This is just let me just go attack somebody who's undead for no reason, unprovoked. Provoked, sure, yes, I get it.
Besides, they don't have any blood. It wouldn't be any fun for me.
Apparently, yes, that's another reason.
What? Oh, that
Tatiana
could be bad.
takes out her axe and just hacks the nearest corn stalk.
Oh, good job. Well done.
Right, so skulky babies, everyone? Skulky babies?
Lead the way, little baby.
Skulky babies.
Don't call me a baby.
I didn't coin the term, but
Oh, not you. You're fine, Brother Uriah. I like you.
All of you give me your stealth checks, including your stealth with disadvantage, Brother Uriah.
oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
I did mention
Wait, but
that.
I just...
Oh, great.
Can I hold on to my advantage I didn't use for the perception?
Cannot.
Wait, was it?
That's a
No,
one from
two.
Tess.
No.
Oh, natural 20 from Uriah.
Wait.
Sorry,
Four.
were we
Rolling.
rolling stealth?
Stealth.
Oh yeah, I got a 3. I got a 3.
Oh no.
Wait,
oh
sorry.
no, I got
Even with disadvantage, it was still a natural 20, Brother Uriah?
No, I haven't rolled the
Oh.
disadvantage yet. I
Yeah.
got, which will be no doubt be worse.
It's
Yeah,
a
much
dirty
worse.
20.
5.
Oh,
You
no.
know, so here's how this works out. You all like, let's go. And Finn glides through the corn stalks like you would expect. Brother Uriah, everybody's counting on you. You cannot mess this up. And you also glide into the corn like you're not there. Like he doesn't make a noise, just right behind Finn. In Desmond, you and Tatiana sort of look at each other and immediately step forward and start cracking through the corn, stomping through. And Valentine also comes along. Just kind of really more grossed out than Stompy, Valentine. But, you know, you're meant to stand out. This is not at all your thing. As the four of you just sort of alternatively find ways to do this terribly. Brother Uriah, you notice all of the undead stop. and then turn and look in the direction of the cornfield. All of them.
They're looking at us.
Sure are.
Great.
Yes.
Wonder
That
why.
poor Valentine's just like checking her nails.
All of you give me charisma checks. Not saves. Persuasion. Hey, give me just roll persuasion. I realize you're not necessarily attempting to persuade right now, but everybody give me persuasion.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
9.
9.
That's a 6 from Uriah, as he probably starts screaming when he sees them all up here.
21.
21.
21 for me.
Nahara. Nahara. You hear like someone is whispering in your ear. Not in your head. Lots of things have been in your
I
head.
get
Like someone's
so
next
much
to you.
of that.
Yeah. Guten Tag. Was are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Do I recognize his voice as?
It's the same as the Del Munster accent, but it's not one of the. It's not Albrecht. Yeah.
It's not Albrecht. Okay.
No, you saw what happened to Albrecht. He's
That's
smoking
right,
the sky.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I didn't know if he came back. We're just passing through.
Are you deserters?
Deserters of what exactly?
Of the service. To Falkovnia. Of the military.
The military, yes. Oh, well, you see, my friends and I, we're of a very special task force, you see, and we are serving a very covert operation for the military of Falkovnia.
Yeah. You are doing the lying. And out of the cornfield, all around you.
With a 21?
It was 21 got his attention to talk to you. Armored men and women stand up out of the cornfield that you did not know were there. Some of them have swords. Some of them have axes, long pikes. There's about 8 of them on all sides of you. And all of them have tattoos of red birds somewhere on their body. Some of them it's on their face. Some of them it's on their hands. Some of them, like half of their face is like a red bird. But all of them have these red bird images. The second reference to red claws you've seen today, Nahara.
Mm-hmm.
And a man steps forward. He's tall, but he looks like he's probably at about the top end of an adventurer's age. He might be in his early 50s, salt and pepper hair with very hard lines around his eyes. But where all of them are armed and armored, he's wearing red silk robes.
Oh.
Hello.
How do you do?
So, forgiveness for my intrusion before, but you came upon us and we did not know your providence. This lovely creature has attempted to deceive me. I do not recommend any of the rest of you try. Where have you come from? You are clearly not from here.
Yes, well spotted. Well spotted. Being completely truthful when saying this, Brother Uriah says, I am Brother Uriah of the Church of Ezra. I recently stood before the throne of Azalin Rex, King of Darkon. Yeah, we are attempting to make our way to the capital.
Entschuldigung bitte. You asked, what is this? There's the diplomat from Darkon to Falkovnia, yeah?
Yes, Aslan Rex has taken a personal interest in me.
He goes, zzz, And you see when he does that, all the zombies go back to what they were doing. They all stopped in unison and looked at you, and they all go back to whatever mundane task they were very ineffectively performing.
Oh. Yes, forgive the earlier deception. Of course, it does not good to spread words of diplomatic missions far wide.
Nine. I understand. That's why we are doing a bit of the fiction here as well. Here, before you carry on your journey, it is dangerous between here and the Le Car. Perhaps I can arrange the guards for you, but I would like to show you what it is we are doing here. You might be able to put in the good word with my mistress when you arrive.
Yes, your mistress.
Yes, Vladeska Drakov. She does not accept failure. I will do whatever I must to serve her. The Blood Falcon will always fly over Falkovnia, yeah?
Oh, yes. So it is said. So it is said.
He does turn and he looks at you. He's like, you do not come as a herald of war from Darkhan, do you?
Oh, no, man of the cloth am I.
Yeah. Then come. These zombies, they will not harm you. The rest of them you see, you should not expect to be quite so docile. And he turns and walks into the corn.
Now, this guy, does he seem undead? Did he detect
He's not
undead?
And none of these other people that came out of the corn are undead either. They are all very much alive.
Interesting.
I just very nervously am backing up. I'm like, I was only joking back there when I was saying all that.
He's like, yeah, no, I understand. You cannot just reveal your task to everyone. The common brigands, they might try and cut your throats from the ambassador from Darkhan. Next to me, though, 9. Come. Do you all follow him?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, danke.
You see, he walks just past the town, and as he gets close, 2 particularly large soldiers reach down with a chain and start pulling something that you hear slide back, and a staircase going down into the ground is there. This is the laboratory we maintain at Morfinzi, where we research the experimental weaponry, you see. We cannot do it in Le Car since there has been incidents that has cost us previously. Here, if something was to go wrong, the lives lost would be minimal. And he heads down the stairs.
No, I wouldn't let. No. That's dangerous place there. I'll kill things that come out of it.
Oh, Tatiana, sure you don't feel like a baby, do you? There could be things to kill downstairs.
I am not a baby. I just don't like underground. It's too dark.
Oh, I'll be there. I can see for you.
Oh.
Those fancy new glasses help.
Oh, so
I'm
now
gonna put
you're
on them glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, let's put these on, shall we?
When you put on the glasses, it is much easier to see underground. And you realize there's not torches. There are strange glowing crystals at odd intervals, but it is fairly dark until you put the glasses on. Yes.
Including me? Or do I still?
Oh, no. Those of you with dark vision can see. It is not magically dark. That is, you all can see fine.
Okay. Mine are just on my head, like, haha, I don't need them.
Mm-hmm. He's like, yes, come. Mm-hmm. And walks down. And you see the guards.
Put my hand on Valentine's shoulder as we go down. It's scary here. I will protect you.
Thank you, Tatiana. Knowing full well that she is the one that's frightened.
Do you all go in?
Yes.
Absolutely.
You personally serve the great Drakov, do you?
Ah, yeah, I forgot. I have not introduced myself properly. I'm Vion Horstman. And he bows. Brother Uriah, give me a history check. There's a chance you've heard of this man.
That was history, yes?
Mm-hmm. Vion Horstman.
Let's see. I can't say as I'm familiar with your work, considering that's 7. But of course, everyone has heard of the great ruler of Falkovnia.
Yeah, Vladeska Drakov. She is the greatest of us all. She has continued to lead us to glory against the undead, and I am sure soon our final victory will be at hand, largely because of the works that we are doing down here. And as you come down, you realize when you come around the corner, there is essentially a second town square underground. You can look up and see the dirt sod roof where there's roots and things coming through. But there is another town square. There are other shops, the place where the temple is. All of that is reflected in this second underground place. And you notice almost all of the buildings have one of two things. Either there are bars on the windows that are clearly cells of some sort, or there are odd alchemical experiments going on. There's beakers and open flames and bubbling burners and things of that nature. And a number of people are walking around clearly experimenting. Desmond, give me a perception check.
21.
There's other people like you here. You know that scent.
Mm-hmm.
Do they smell like his cologne? That's the scent.
You never actually put the cologne on.
But I still have it, though.
You have it. That is true. The cologne smells like roses. This does not smell like roses. This smells like lycanthropes.
And I'm leaning to the party and just, there are others like me here. I don't know where or in what condition, but they're here.
Do you wish to go speak to them?
I don't know yet. Because if I find out, I can see the visual stuff for the experiments, yes?
Mm-hmm.
If I find out that these experiments are being placed on people like me, I'm not going to be very happy. And I don't believe myself alone is going to be able to do much, considering how many armed guards we see in this city underground. Because if they can keep them here, probably wouldn't be too much trouble with all the guards they have to somehow get me here. So let's hold that thought for now.
All right. I'll
You
follow
have
your
defended
lead.
us. We will defend you.
Oh, no.
That's right.
I'm ready to do whatever, whenever, but got to be smart about it.
Finn,
Yes.
This is actually cozy in a way that you would not have anticipated, because you very much fled life underground. But now that you're back here, even though Desmond is clearly disturbed by this, an odd sense of familiarity kicks in. This feels like home, life underground again.
Are there any smells aside from the alchemy going on that would make me think of home?
This is still different from the Underdark. All of these open flames and things of that nature. That's not what it's like there at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's either pitch blackness or lichen. There is nothing that reminds you of drow cooking or even Dweegar's Verfnabelin, anything of the sort. Mm-hmm. In fact, that actually kind of strikes you as almost peculiar, because it takes you a second to realize there's no cooking at all. There's chemical smells and bubbling and things, but something so simple as a flame or cooking meat, nowhere down here.
Oh. Finn, I look around and I like sniff, and I just kind of tilt my head trying to hear. And then I look at Desmond. Something is very wrong. There's signs of life, but even if they spend time here working. There's no cooking fire. There's no smell of a place to serve the workers or even the prisoners if there are any.
Yeah.
This
Sounds about
feels this feels like home, but it's very, very different.
I can see that.
Brother Uriah, you were going to say something?
Brother Uriah is probably, I bet he's actually not hearing this because he's sort of at the front with Horseman. So tell me, Herr Horseman, Entschuldigung, haha, in Falkovnia. Yes.
Yes, you're good with the Falkovnia, and does it make sense for the diplomat? That you come and you speak their language. As respects to you,
Yes.
Wait, allow me to attempt to return the favor. Wait, as a Darkonian, hello, hi, I'm doing my best to speak Darkonian.
Oh yes, very good, very good indeed. Tell me, your work here, does it have something to do with the state of the undead in the town? The way they seem to be rather docile.
Yeah. This experiment we've been working on for some time is we realized that we were having minimal effect at preventing the oncoming hordes as they just arrive when they do in massive numbers. So we thought perhaps if we cannot just utterly destroy them, perhaps we can put them to work. We could domesticate them. We've had some success. Not enough to deploy on a large scale, I feel, but the tests are promising.
I'm sure that's an excellent plan with no flaws whatsoever.
However, that is not what I am the most proud of.
Oh?
You understand, in war, we must do what must be done to win, yeah? No sacrifice is too great.
Yes, but I'll take your word for it. A man of peace myself, but yes, go on.
A Darkonian diplomat of peace. You make fun of me. You think that I am just the ignorant Falkovnian. No, I assure you. Do not let my calm exterior fool you. I have adventured long and far with Vladeska Drakov, long before she was the ruler of Falkovnia. I have stood by her side.
Yes, as you were saying.
Witness shows them the beast, and you hear the beast. Yeah. One of the barns, the doors slide open, and there is a row of 4 cages. And inside are sad, dirty-looking specimens. One of them looks like a half-human, half-tiger. One of them looks like a half wereboar. One of them looks like a half rat. And one of them looks like he's a half wolf. And all of them have the same red tattoos on their chest over their heart. You have seen, yeah? I has figured out the way that I have created the primal serum where we can bless some of our soldiers with the lycanthrope's strengths, yeah? They are a bit difficult to predict and control. We are having difficulties cultivating the proper obedience, but so far, the test results are looking positive, yeah? Look at this. Darkon has no such strength as this, huh?
Well, I will remind you, we have the strength of our wizard king.
Yes, we have no wizard king here. Drakov, she rules by her will and by the power of her sword, yeah? But we must do everything we can to give her the weapons to be able to win this conflict, even if, on occasion, they might be weapons of last result.
These are your own men, then, and you've infected them with like a...
As the men and women that have volunteered their lives in the service of Falkovnia, yes, these soldiers are heroes. Yes. So as were the others that have gone before them that were less successful.
And you say this was voluntary on their part?
Yeah, but who would say no to lay down their life for Falkovnia? Everyone knows what happens if you say no to not lay your life down. Is it terrible?
I've heard tales.
Then you understand the people impaled on the walls as the ones that say no.
Yes, impalement is rather big here in Falkovnia, as I understand.
It's a wonderful way to motivate the people. Yes, but no, I did not have to threaten them with the impalement. I mentally said, I give you the power to fight for Falkovnia, and they all say, yeah.
Can I look at the faces of the were people? Are they listening to our conversation, and like what is their general demeanor?
They seem kind of out of it. Most of them are like sitting on the floor. They're filthy in their cages. And the bars are very thick on all of them. And each of the cages is outside of the arm's reach of the other cages. There's 4 of them. In this room, you realize there's 8 cages. The other ones are empty, but there's definitely like bloodstains and things on the floor.
I'd like to... Oh, please go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just going to try and make a telepathic link. I could kind of see like Tatiana eyeing them, and I'll try and see if I can make a telepathic link with the one that appears to be similar to Desmond, have a wolf sort of feature to him. And I'll just kind of say hello in a couple different languages and see if they respond in any of them. I've got, for context, Abyssal, Common, Deep Speech, Infernal.
In common, in this same Falkovnian accent. Yeah. Hello.
Not looking too hot, friend.
During the full moon was better. Now, I just wish to run and fight. We will have our chance soon to die as warriors.
I assume they're keeping all of you against your will in the first place.
How can one say no to becoming a true born of Falkovnia? Extra rations for myself, for my family.
In theory, if we were to get those cages open, would you spare my friends?
Yes.
Could you assure the rest of them will?
Most likely, yes. But Bjorn Horseman will never let us go.
What if they were dead?
Not until the next wave.
If they were killed.
Do not let his slight frame fool you. He is an arcanist of extreme power. One does not grow old in these lands by being weak.
Noted. All right.
I'm
just going to relay that to Tatiana only.
You see, he does lift his head and just like take a deep breath, and he says, "Are you one of his experiments? You and some of the others stink of death, yet you still talk like your mind is your own."
Well, I'm not sure I could say it entirely is, but not one of his experiments, no.
Have you come to fight for Falkovnia?
Absolutely not.
Have you come to fight against Falkovnia?
Also, no. We're just passing through, truly. We've got our own mission, and I have no care for what happens here.
What is this mission?
My mission is to get home. We were sent on a mission to find some people that went missing into the mists.
If they are here, they have befallen one of 3 fates. The undead undead have slain them, like so many others. They have been taken to the capital, refused to cooperate, and were impaled on the walls. Or they have joined in the defense of the city. Everyone falls into one of those 3 categories.
I look forward to making a new one.
Since Valentine told me the conversation she was having, do you ask him if he knows how many days until the next full moon?
No, I suppose I could.
If he is part man, part wolf,
You're absolutely right. I should have
maybe
asked that.
counting.
I'll just pop back in. Hey, sorry. I know I was done. Actually, just do you know approximately how many days left until the full moon?
Time begins to have no meaning here, but it was weeks ago. 3, perhaps 4.
It's already passed here. I will also relay that information, and I will also kind of see if we can start filling in that portion of the information to the rest of the party.
Bjorn looks at you, Brother Uriah, and he says, now, I realize we are talking to each other, hopefully from a position as allies. The Falkovnia and the Darkhan has always stood in mutual defense, I think. At least
Yes,
against Barovia.
Yes, there was, of course, some friction, I recall, from when I was a youth, but that's all behind us. And I wonder, Herr Holstman, do you happen to know when the next new moon is?
Before I answer this question, I must insist on a bit of truthfulness from you.
From me? Yeah, I assure you, I'd be only too happy to answer truthfully.
You pretend like you have no idea about the taming of the undead, but you have tree with you. How is it the Darkhan has accomplished such power? And he turns and looks right at Nahara. It's like, they are so lifelike, and yet clearly they are no longer living. Not her, not her, not her.
Well, you must understand, I am certainly not privy to all the secrets of my king.
I understand this. I am also not privy to all of the secrets of our ruler. And he turns and he looks at you, Finn, and he says, tell me, you has the bearing of an elf. Do you still have your wits about you, or are you under his thrall?
Who's thrall?
Is this one? Yeah,
no.
he points, yeah.
No one is under my thrall, I assure you. You see that recent laugh that she gave? That proves it.
I can assure you no.
He looks and he says, fantastic. So many advancements have been happening as Darkhan. Perhaps if we survive this next wave, I will go in there in person. Clearly, I have much to learn. And yes, the full moon is in 2 days.
Full moon or the new moon?
So new moons, I'm sorry, it does not roll off the tongue. No, it's the zombies, the onrushing hordes. They come in 2 days.
2 days. How far is the capital from here?
I can arrange for the faster transport with you. It's probably about time for us to evacuate back there ourselves. Sometimes we have simply barricaded ourselves under here, and we have... what is the word you say? We say ride out the onslaught. But this time, I think we should probably go back to the capital as well.
Oh, good. That works out then. That works out very well.
Yes. Yeah. You must have traveled far. Do you need the refreshment? Would you like something to eat?
No, thanks. Oh, sorry.
Do those in the cages get to eat as well? And will they be coming to the capital?
Yes, they will be transported as well. And of course, we feed them. And you see, he stops and looks right at you, Desmond. And he points at the necklace and he says, That is a curious trinket.
What about it?
Where did you come upon it?
Why do you ask?
I am a man of science. I am curious by nature. I do not mean to offend you, friend. Anyone who hails from Darkhan is a friend to Falkovnia.
I got this from my father.
Ah, sehr gut. These are my Vater's robes as well. It's interesting. We grow up, and when we are young, we want to be like them, and then we become older and usually shy away, and yet we tend to come back walking in their shadow.
You know something of this medallion? This tooth?
He takes a step forward and he's like, I have seen this yes, in some of the merchants to come to the miss, especially before when our strength was greater.
Mm-hmm.
With our recent difficulties, our trade has been restricted, which is why I'm so happy that you representatives of Darkhan have come to visit us.
So what do you know of it? What can you tell me about it?
Well, the ones that I have encountered previously that all wore this mark, all of them were, what is the word that I might say it tactfully? Cursed with a lycanthropy. Hopefully that is not...
a curse.
Hopefully that is not you, friend, because it can be quite a burden. It's these men and women have sacrificed themselves in the service to Falkovnia, but the burden is a tremendous one.
Interesting.
If you like, I have the experiments I can run to see if you have the lycanthropy already. It's better you know now before the full moon takes you and you turn into the rage monster.
He does not need any experiments,
I'm
thank
good.
you. You said food?
Yes, look at all you with the strapping muscles. Yeah, you must be very hungry.
I need
Come.
a lot to eat. An entire boar is preferable if you have it available. Otherwise, just fruit.
When you say entire boar, he points at the wereboar in the cage
I'm
and he
sorry,
goes,
I'm vegetarian.
Yes,
That's
no,
fine.
just Sivan. I would wish you'd not do the eating of him. No, not
I
yet.
didn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I turned to the wereboar. I didn't mean it. I didn't know.
I'm sorry, Tatiana, were your only two options that you gave them a whole entire boar or fruit?
Whatever.
Just checking.
I didn't want to sound picky.
He goes,
I just have questions.
he just turns and he looks and says, the lycanthropes are disturbing our company. Covers them up. We do not want to disturb the guests. And they go, yeah. And you see they start sliding the doors back shut.
Oh.
I realize they look pitiful to gaze upon in such a state, but when the war comes, when we release them, they will be nearly unstoppable. They should be blessed to die gloriously, and as far as we can tell, the lycanthropes cannot also catch the zombification, so they die and they will stay dead.
Is that the fact?
A theory.
I look at Desmond.
That's good to know.
True indeed.
I realize it will sound cruel when I simply say it out loud. I assure you it sounds much more palatable in Falkovnian. But in our testing with the undead and also with the lycanthropes, we've had to pit them against each other to see, the relative strength of each. And those are the lycanthropes that have fallen did not seem to be infected afterwards.
You make them fight with one another when they all volunteered for your cause.
He looks at you and all of your scars and he says, have you not fought in defense of the things that are important to you? Do you not sometimes get injuries since the training?
Yes, it's true. I have killed many. You make a very good point. But I don't like the cages. They look so sad.
This time, Uriah, you hear in your ear, like he's whispering to you, By what manner of alchemy has you turned this woman's skin blue? I have not seen. She looks like the strapping ones from the north, and yet she's made of ice or wind or.
Am I able to answer whisper? Or is
Yep,
this,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
As I said, the secrets of Azon Rex are not for everyone to determine.
I understand. I would not want you to come back and be beheaded for espionage. I realize it's the same way here. We must be careful with the things that we share with the outsiders. Otherwise, we become you could be marked as an enemy of the state, and you know what happens to the enemies of the state. We discussed this, yes.
Of course. You mentioned leaving for the capital?
Yeah, and you notice while he's talking, guards have come out and set up tables, and on the tables there are lots of dried meat, and there are containers of liquid that have been sealed, like in little bricks with wax caps, and it is clear to you that they very much traveled here with a lot of non-perishables, basically field rations that they put out on the table.
Is this so undead do not smell your food?
As one of the theories, yeah. We think the cooking attracts the creatures, and the creatures either come and they are either living or dead, or they attack the dead. We have the roving bands of the wolves and even the cows that are zombified. It's a terrible thing.
Zombie cows.
Yeah, it's quite horrific.
I could imagine.
Yes, well, eat, regain your strength. We will assemble the carts and we will depart. I believe we have enough in the daylight that we could chance it here. We do not want to travel in the night. That is contrary to popular opinions. The zombies don't mind the sunshine, but they definitely prefer the dark time.
Okay, as I'm eating, I figured it out. It's because no one cheers when they where people fight one another and one is killed. You need to cheer them, parade them around.
Ah, it is only the glorious death that you are seeking.
That's right, they have
Positive
glory.
reinforcement.
Ah, well, I have good news for you, my blue Valkyrie. Chances are very high you will die a glorious death in Lekar in 2 days.
I will die a glorious death, but not in Lekar. No, I will go back to the pits and I will kill Jibaku, my mentor. I promised her, but she will probably kill me. And then I just as I'm turning and chewing, describe the whole scene.
He looks and he's like, apparently my comment is lusty, but yes, I very much look forward to see what she's capable of when the wave comes. Yes. I have rambled too long. Yes, you might talk amongst yourselves now that you have seen the spectacles of which we are capable, and we shall depart soon, yeah?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Herr Horseman.
And he turns and walks away, leaving you all surrounded in this place of terrible weaponry. And that is a good place for us to stop.
Goodness.